There is a right weight for every individual. Only you can decide what that weight should be for your body. Likewise, how to reach and maintain your correct weight is up to you. One way is to add calories to your exercise and diet regimen. Why? Because calories is a clinically tested, naturally sourced, stimulant-free dietary supplement that can give you the edge in managing your weight. 10 years of research has shown calories' superior fat-binding properties can reduce up to 500 calories a day from the fat in foods you eat. 2 calories tablets taken with any meal containing fats will absorb and eliminate up to 9 times their weight in fat without side effects. Calories needs no prescription and is available at your local GNC, Walgreens, and soon CVS store or online at calories.com. That's CALOREASE.com. This statement has not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hello, everyone. This is Cherie Cofield, your stress manager, and you are tuned in to our weekly show, Stress Less Radio, with Cherie Cofield, the stress manager. And let me tell you, it has been a crazy, crazy week for me. I don't know about you, but before I tell you about it, I think you need a glass of wine or a cup of hot coffee or tea, whatever it is that relaxes you, makes you unwind and de-stress. Grab it right now. Kick your heels up and get ready for an hour of relaxation, rejuvenation, and education. Again, I'm Cherie Cofield. If this is your first time tuning into the show, let me tell you, this show is all about you. That's right. We want you to unwind. We know that stress is here to stay, but it's up to you how you manage it. So one way to manage it is to tune in to Stress Less Radio with me every week, Tuesday at 6 p.m. on May We Help You Radio Network. I'm going to start off with our sponsors. We have some amazing sponsors every week that keeps this show on the air. May We Help You Radio Network. Make sure you tune in every week. May We Help You Radio Network, and it's maywehelpyouradio.com. Also, Capri Smith at caprismith.com. Capri Smith is an uncuffed living expert. She teaches women how to let go of the past and move on forward with your future and live uncuffed, because if you're holding on to the past, you're holding on to things that happened to you in the past and are just keeping you weighed down. So get the key, uncuff those cuffs, and live the way that you want to live. Last but not least, Cherie Cofield International. That's right. Go to CherieCofieldInternational.com. My company is a health and wellness company with special consideration for stress management. That's right. We all have stress, as I mentioned before, but it's up to you the way you manage it and whether or not you allow it to adversely affect your health. So visit me at CherieCofieldInternational.com, and you can take the free stress quiz that we have there and find out how you're doing with managing your stress. If you need some help, I'm always available. I offer one-on-one one-day coaching sessions, a stress-less day with Cherie Cofield. So you can spend between 3 and 6 hours with me, and we actually map out ways to de-stress you from the things that are bothering you in life. You bring me a list of all the things that are bothering you, that are stressing you out, and we come up with a strategic plan on how to help you to handle those problems. Where else can you get that but right here with Cherie Cofield, the stress manager? So make sure you can always sign up for my monthly newsletter called To Your Health. And I give stress tips, let you know what's going on around in the D.C., Maryland, and Virginia area, some awesome events that are going on. Make sure you check out Capri Smith at caprismith.com because she's having a telesummit that's coming up really quickly, and we want you guys to get signed up for that. Also, make sure that you register for the Let's Get Serious Health, Wellness, Fitness Expo. It's an event that I host each year designed to help the entire family get in the know about their health, their wellness, and fitness. You can go to Let's Get Serious 2015.eventbrite.com. It's in everybody's budget because it's totally free. So just register your entire family. Come on out. Make sure you wear your fitness gear. And just come on out and have a good time with us. We do power workouts, free health testing. You even get a free massage by our licensed massage therapist. We have Brick Bodies, who's our gym that's going to be in the building this year. This is our 5th year hosting the Let's Get Serious Expo, and it's grown bigger and bigger each year. We had to actually move locations this year to this year we're going to be at the North Baltimore Plaza Hotel in Timonium, Maryland. So it's in the D.C., Maryland, and Virginia area, not too far. And even if you're a little further away, it's worth the drive. Trust me, it's a free event. You come out. We're going to have Her Life magazine. We're going to have Slantress magazine. We're going to have Good Fit for Life. We're going to have Sherwood Empowers. If anyone knows Sherwood Empowers, she's a powerhouse woman who empowers women, helps women to live fearlessly and reach their goals and live the life that they were meant to live. She's going to actually be our MC, so I know she's going to be giving us some PowerPoints throughout the day. It's from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Again, that website is letsgetserious2015.eventbrite.com. So those are just a couple events that you want to make sure you check out. Also on March 28th, there's an event that I'm going to be speaking at that I would love to have you in attendance at called Work Your Package. So look it up online, workyourpackage.eventbrite.com, I believe is the website. I would love to see your face in the building. Please make sure you come up to me if you do come and say hello. I would love to meet you, greet you, and, I'll have my books there, just ways that we can stay connected. So please keep in touch with me that way as well. On tonight's show, I have another expert in the area of stress management. And I know a lot of you that are listening in are wondering, why on earth is she always talking about stress management? Because no matter what walk of life that we are from, I don't care how much money you make, I don't care how many kids you have, I don't care whether you're single, you're married, whether you have one job or 3 jobs, we all have stress. And if we don't effectively manage that stress, then you know what? You're going to start seeing the results of that stress in your life, whether it's from you having health issues or skin issues. I've had to deal with my own personal bout with stress after a divorce, after 14 years of marriage, becoming an instant single mom, having to deal with things that I was not prepared for, dealing with the financial and the emotional crash behind a divorce. And I had to find ways to effectively manage my stress. So I started journaling, and that's the way that I came up with my #1 Amazon best-selling book, The Crash That Altered My Life. So we all have stress. I don't care who we are, and we put on that smile every day on the outside, but no one knows but us what's going on in the inside. And if we don't deal with those issues and those things that are bothering us in our life, then it's going to start showing on the outside. I can recall times when I had severe acne. Now, I'm over 30. I'm not going to tell you how old I am. Don't tell anybody, because I always claim to be 27, but I'm actually over 30. I'm actually over the 40 club mark. But I had times where I would break out. I mean, my skin would just be atrocious with a bunch of zits on my face, and there was no reason for it. I mean, I'm beyond the stage of teenage acne, so I knew that there were other things going on in my body. When you're stressed out, your body is going to give you other signals. You're going to have the bloating of the belly. You're going to have that reflux. You're going to have those zits popping up all over your face. You're going to have those skin conditions like the acne and the psoriasis and the eczema, which you're going to feel like they're out of control because you're not effectively managing your stress. So I invite other stress managers on the show, such as Michelle Govins, who talks about stress management, because all of us have something different to offer in the means of stress management. And I know that she's an expert in this area. I've heard her speak before, I believe in the Delaware area, and she was very effective with her presentation. And so I thought, why not just unite and help our communities to stress less, to deal with the things that are bothering us so that we can all live a happy, healthy, harmonious lifestyle. Now, if this is your first time listening to Stress Less Radio with Cherie Cofield, one thing that we do each week is to take you on a relaxation destination. That's right. Relaxation destination is something you can think about all throughout your week so that you can stress less. I teach creative visualization. So what I encourage you to do is take this Take this stress less or this relaxation destination and implement it into your creative visualization during the week. So when you're closing your eyes and you're imagining yourself in a different place than where you are stressed out, use this vacation spot as a spot that I suggested to you. So this week's vacation or relaxation destination is Florida, Orlando, Florida. And the reason I picked Orlando, Florida is because I just got back 2 days ago from Orlando, Florida. And the weather was absolutely gorgeous. It was 86 degrees in the daytime and 66 in the evening. I mean, how much more perfect can you get the weather than that? So when you're doing your relaxation or relaxation destination or your creative visualization throughout the week, be sure to think about Orlando, Florida. And I was actually at SeaWorld, the area right around SeaWorld. So you can think about Shamu jumping up and down in the water, or you can just think about the cool breeze that you have in the evenings while it's still warm. You can think about the pool and how warm the pool is. The pool was so warm it felt like a jacuzzi in the middle of the day. So make sure you use Orlando, Florida, 86 degrees. It was a little humid, a couple sprinkles here and there throughout my week that I was there, but nothing to gripe or moan about. It's definitely way better than the weather in the DMV, where we had a whole lot of snow and ice, and now today rain. So when you're doing your creative visualization, this week's relaxation destination is Orlando, Florida. That's right. And just in case you heard the noises around me today, I am live broadcasting out of my car today. Why? Because today is my son's 20th birthday, and so we had to take him out and show him a little fun today. So if you hear some car sounds and noises, the show must go on regardless of what else is going on, and I am dedicated to bringing you less stress every week, Tuesday at 6 p.m., regardless of what else is going on in my life. So I have committed to you, and I promise to continue to bring you less stress every Wednesday with me. Also, another thing we do each week is to bring you a stress-less tip of the week. So we already brought you the relaxation destination, which is Orlando, Florida. Now, the stress-less tip is to leave things in God's hands. That's right, I said it. Leave things in God's hands. It's not always up to us to handle every single situation in life. Some things are going to be beyond our reach. Some things are going to be beyond our fixing, beyond our handling, beyond us taking control of. So sometimes we're going to just have to pray and sit back and see what God has in store. So sometimes we think that the answer should be yes, and actually the answer may be no or not right now. So trust in the Lord, trust in God, and just leave things there. God is not going to give us anything more than what we are able to handle. So when troubles are going to be here. All of us are going to have stress. All of us are going to have troubles. All of us are going to have tribulations. But you can turn tragedy into triumph. And that's something that we all need to hold on to. Whatever faith base you are affiliated with, I don't care what religion you are, we all have to have that stronger faith base and know that there's a higher being that's going to see us through whatever situation that we are going through. This past weekend, I competed for Miss Corporate America. That's right, Miss Corporate America 2015. And I am super excited to announce that I placed as the first runner-up in the pageant competition. Now, why am I super excited? Yes, I lost the big crown, but I'm super excited because I have never in my 41 years of life been in a pageant. And to be in a pageant and to go for a national title on my first time ever being in a pageant and to place first runner-up is totally amazing. I had women beside me that were in their 6th and 7th and 5th pageant, and they said they had never, ever placed. So to stand beside those queens and to know that I placed in the first runner-up, what that means is that if the young lady who received the crown does not produce and does not perform all of her duties as she should, then that means that I would be the next one to get the crown. So I am super excited about that. So I'm going to celebrate that success. I know a lot of people are asking, are you going to go back next year? I'm really not quite sure. It was just an experience in life that I wanted to experience. So I haven't made my mind up yet. Of course, I would be a Mrs. next year since I'm getting married in September. So I'm really not quite sure whether that will fit into my plan or God's plan at all. But, you know, it's just exciting to have been a part of such an amazing organization, the Miss Corporate America pageant, and to place first runner-up was just something that I celebrate. And I celebrate all of the other ladies that had the courage and the audacity and the fearlessness to go out and walk that stage full of lights and to take the panel interviews and to just go out and look as beautiful as you could look and leave it all on the stage. I give praise to all of them, and I celebrate each and every one of those business women. It was some tough competition, and I'm just excited to have the success that I had. Tonight's show, again, we're going to be talking all about stress management. Michelle Govan Smith is her entire name, but I'll probably just call her Michelle throughout the day. Easier to remember because my middle name is Michelle, so I can easily remember that. And Michelle, I've met Michelle a couple years ago. She's a dynamic lady, serious about stress management, such as myself. And oftentimes people will ask me, well, why would you have another stress management manager on the show when you do that? Well, because there's enough for each and every one of us. Let me tell you, you know, we all have something different that we can bring to the table to help the listening audience. I love the fact that she was even willing to come on the show and collaborate with me. And so I am super excited to have her on the show. We're going to have her on probably in about another 5 to 10 minutes because we typically go on commercial break at 6:20. So I'm just going to keep running my mouth until then. But that was the one thing that went on. Also, if a lot of you follow me on Facebook as Cherie Cofield INT, you'll see that I lost my dear grandmother, Dorothy Swan, this past week, and her funeral was yesterday, which is Monday, and it was a beautiful, beautiful service. We laid her to rest at the age of 82 years old. I was blessed to be able to sing one last song at her service yesterday, and it was a very emotional time for me and my family because she was like the glue in our family. However, she took ill over this last month, or 3 weeks to a month, and she was in the hospital, and she passed away peacefully. And so that's all we can ask for is that our loved ones go away peacefully and that we continue their legacy going by the things that we do in our lives. She will be sorely missed. So to the entire Swan family that I'm a part of, I would like to express my condolences to my family and also just tell everyone to please stay strong. She would not want us to continue to sob, but she would want us to live our lives and make her proud. And in the words of my great-grandmother, Dorothy Swan, she would say, don't you go out there and do nothing crazy now. And that was her word. She was the meekest and kindest and most beautiful woman with hair, black hair going down to her bottom. And she was the most beautiful lady, and she is truly, truly going to be missed. So don't go anywhere, guys. We're going to go on a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk to Michelle Govan Smith, who is another stress manager. I met her in Delaware, but I'll let her tell you a little bit more about herself and where she's from and exactly what made her get into stress management when we come back. But you're tuned in to Stress Less Radio with Cherie Cofield, your stress manager, on May We Help You Radio Network. At any time, if you have a question or a comment about tonight's show, please feel free to press 1, and we'll be sure to get you in. You can ask myself a question, or you can ask Michelle a question, or just give a comment. Let us know what you think about the show. Let us know what you would like to see on the show. You can always inbox me on any of your on your Facebook or any of your social media. You can contact me at Cherie Cofield INT, and definitely I want to hear from you because I want to give you whatever it is that you need to stress less and feel great and have a happy, healthy, harmonious life. So we're going to go on a quick commercial break, and when we come back, you're going to hear from Michelle Govan Smith. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. The Radio Network.
Hey, Chef Jovi here of the Eatsperience Radio Show. Join me 10 a.m. every Thursday to explore recipes, best restaurants, and food spots in and around the country. I look forward to receiving your comments, so follow us on Spreaker.com to tune into the show. That's SPREAKER.com. And search MWHY Radio to join me every Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Experience Radio Show. And remember to share your experience.
I'm Tanya Free. This week marks 50 years since the March in Selma, Bloody Sunday, the police attacks on civil rights marchers at the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama, that led over time to the Voting Rights Act of 1965. While we have made progress, last week Department of Justice report on Ferguson in a poll that 4 in 10 Americans say that race relations have gotten worse under our first black president is a reminder that we have not come as far as many believe. Let's talk about it this Wednesday on the Tanya Free and Friends Talk Show and 24/7 on TanyaFree.com. Until next time, be free and remember to live life with a purpose.
The Tanya Free and Friends Talk Show, your destination for the best in social and political straight talk. Wednesdays at 2 p.m., streaming live on TanyaFree.com and BlackTalkRadioNetwork.com. Join the conversation Wednesdays at 2 p.m.
Hi, this is Capri Smith of the Uncuffed Radio Show. Join me every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to learn how you can grow in your business, personal environment, and reach your true potential by uncuffing what is binding you, only on the Maybe Help You Radio Network.
Hello. I'm Sherelle of Fit and Flow Yoga Radio. Wake up with me every Friday at 6 a.m. and have a wonderful yoga experience. We'll explore meditation and discuss how various yoga postures can help relieve your everyday stress. We'll also make the connection between our faith and wellness. Follow us on Spreaker.com to tune into the show. That's Spreaker, SPREAKER.com. And also search MWHY Radio to join me every Friday at 6 a.m. for Fit and Flow Yoga Radio with Sherelle. And until next time, surrender to your strength and always embrace your flow.
All right, we are back, and you are tuned in to Stress Less Radio with Cherie Cofield, your stress manager. And make sure you guys tune in every Tuesday at 6 p.m. on MayWeHelpYouRadio.com. You can also call into the show. Press 1 if you have comments or questions about anything related to stress. The number is 646-652-2512. And if you just press that 1, you can get queued into the host queue, and we'll find out what you want to ask or what comment you have. But let's get on with my guest tonight, my special guest. She's a beautiful young lady, Miss Michelle Govan Smith. She also teaches stress management, such as myself. So I think that's what drew me to her, is that we have like minds, and we both like to help people to feel better about themselves and about their lives and get rid of the junk, let go of the small stuff, and stress less. So without further ado, I want to welcome Michelle Govan Smith to tonight's show. Hello, Michelle. How are you?
Good. How are you, Miss Cherie? How is everything in Baltimore today?
Oh, my goodness. It's raining here, but it's okay. I can hear the smile on your face, so that always brings the sunshine. How are you this evening?
I am very well, very well. Thank you for having me on the show. I'm excited to be talking about our topic, stress.
That's right. That's right. Tell all the listeners about yourself. Tell everyone where you're from and what made you start to delve into stress management.
Okay, well, I'm actually in the Philadelphia area, and I actually got into stress management, the personal situation that I was experiencing. And I was actually working at that time. I was teaching at a radiology program, and I started to get very stressed due to not necessarily the task, but management at that time. And it just really got to a point that it was unbearable. And you were talking about some of the symptoms that you were seeing manifested in your life, and I actually had hair loss. I had increased blood pressure. I was crying a lot. I was irritable, insomnia. Like, I was going through it. And then things progressively got worse, even though I was thinking to myself, oh, my gosh, this is going to get better. But it didn't get better. Actually, at that time, I had a 2-year-old, and it was funny because at that time it was December. The first week in December, I actually found out that my job was getting cut because 3 of us were losing our jobs due to downsizing in the economy. And so the first week in December, I found out I lost my job. The second week, I found out that I was pregnant, and my husband and I had just settled on a house, and so he lost his job before we made our first mortgage payment. And I said, God, what is going on? I said, here I am with a 2-year-old, I'm pregnant, and both of us just lost our jobs, and what are we going to do? And so then at that time, I kind of started to really research into stress management. That was, I think, the scenario that kind of put me really into it, because I didn't want anybody to experience that same thing, because I didn't 100% have the tools to be able to handle things. And like I said, as women, a lot of times we are juggling so many things and we're helping so many people that we forget to take the time for ourselves, and we might not necessarily have the tools, the mindset, or the resources to be able to handle our stress. And so that's when I kind of got really into it and became certified in it, and I wanted to really help people to manage their stress, especially when it deals with work.
Definitely. Now, how long have you been doing the stress management business, Michelle?
I've been actually in it, I would say, about a good 6-7 years now.
Awesome.
Years. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And what would you say is one of the biggest stressors that you find that causes, people stress in the world today?
I would think that work-life balance seems to be a stressor that I find. I know a company that just recently did research on it with their employees, and they found out that was one of the top stressors, because previously when you would leave work, you left work there, and then you had home. But now, because there's like a blurred fine line that we have the cell phones, we have emails, we have all these things that are supposed to help us to streamline our work so that we actually have more time available for ourselves. But now there's just like this blurred line of where work stops and when home ends. And now, because the employers know that employees are willing to do almost anything to keep their jobs, just because of the economy still, that there is a stressor there with balancing work and balancing the home life.
I totally agree, because, I know yesterday was my grandmother's funeral, and so I had requested yesterday off because I still work a job. Even though I run my own business, I still work as a nurse, and I do that hospice care. So I talked to my boss and I said, I need Monday and then Friday off because we're doing some separate things for her going away service and things like that. But then I said, bereavement is 3 days. So I called her back and said, hey, I would really love to have Tuesday off as well, just to get my mind together so that I can be really effective at work. And I really got the blues. You would be surprised how she gave me the blues about taking off today. It was really, really crazy. And I'm thinking, wouldn't you want me to be my best at work and really, really come and produce 100% rather than coming, with half emotion, still thinking about my grandmother and not being fully engaged. And it's just crazy to me. So that did cause a little bit of stress with me, saying, I don't want to lose my job, but I care about my own well-being. I do care about my family. I do want to be there for my family. So I can definitely see how stress versus the stress comes from the workplace versus your family life. And then finances, because, if you're not getting paid when you're off, that produces more stress for you because you feel like, wow, I still have bills regardless of whether I go to work or not. So finances has definitely been like the number one reason that we've been finding that people are really, really stressed. Finances. There's never enough money to handle everything that you need to handle in life.
Right, because it seems like you have more months than you do money. And that was actually, it's so funny because when they did the research, work-life balance and finances, they were in the top 5 of why employees are stressed. And we all know that if you are stressed at work, it's going to affect productivity. And then even being stressed at work will also affect your home life as well. So we have to really get a hold of the stress, not necessarily the circumstances to a point, because some circumstances we can't change, but how we perceive those circumstances and how we might have to adjust ourselves to the circumstances is going to determine whether we're stressed or if we're not.
Exactly. And we have a caller that wants to comment, Letitia McDougall. She wants to comment on the work side, the work stress side. Letitia, you there?
Absolutely. I am here. And, I just want to say one of those radio cliches first. Long-time listener, first-time caller. But my comment, I love that you went into the workplace about the stress, Cherie, because when I was working in corporate, I worked at a place where I was getting highly paid. I had great benefits. I was making anywhere from $4,000 to sometimes almost $8,000 a month, depending on what my benefits looked like. But the joke around the office was we were highly paid slaves, because every opportunity that job had, they reminded us that we weren't doing a good job, even though we were. But, it's kind of like corporate's way of kind of keeping you grounded and focused and hungry, is to make you fearful for your job. I remember sitting in the parking lot months after months after months and would be afraid to go to work because I just did not like it that much. You had people always taking FMLA because they were so stressed out. They just wanted to be away from the job. And so you had so many people on drugs in that place that were highly medicated from all of these different psychiatrists and doctors because they were stressed out. It is a killer. It doesn't matter how much money you make or what you're driving or where you're living at. If it's killing you, it's killing you.
Yeah, thank you so much for that comment. Thank you so much. That's so true. And I can recall days, and I'm a nurse, and I can just remember times pulling up at the job, and I would literally be nauseous. And I wouldn't be sick until I got to the job. And I'm like, why is it that every time I pull up here, I'm sick? That is stress, knowing that you really don't want to be there. Knowing that you really don't want to be there. But that's stress that causes that digestive difficulties or digestive problems. And you have to really, really be honest with yourself and knowing that, you know what, it may be a time for a change, because if I'm feeling like this every day, then the stress of this job is really, really getting to me. And honestly, since I left that job, I have not felt that nauseous feeling going to my workplace since then. So it was definitely the job. I can recall times I couldn't even brush my teeth until I got to work because I was nauseous all the way to work. Crazy, right? And you never associate that to stress.
And it's so funny that you said that. My poor husband, when I was going through that, I literally was going to work crying because I knew that I was going to be there 40 hours that week, and then coming home crying like, oh, my gosh, there has to be a break. And the thing is, we have to realize that at work, we're there 40 hours, 40 waking hours. We're there more with people that we perceive to possibly not like, a job or a task that we don't like, that we're unhappy with, more than we are with our own family. So that's why we have to get either a change of mindset, a change of perception, or if need be, a change of job, because you don't want the stress of the workplace to really take a toll on you physically, mentally, and spiritually, that you're no good to, first of all, yourself or your families and those around you.
That's right. If you're just tuning in to the show, this is Stress Less Radio with Cherie Cofield, your stress manager, and my special guest tonight is Michelle Govan-Smith, and she is a stress manager as well. She's out of Philly. We met in Delaware, but she's actually from Philly. And she's going to tell us how to reach her a little bit later in the show. But if you have any comments or questions, just feel free to press that number 1, and we'll get you right in, just like we did our last caller, to make a comment or ask a question. But you're tuned in to May We Help You Radio Network. We're here every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Tune in. You can tune into May We Help You Radio Network 7 days a week. We're here every day of the week. But if you want to hear about managing your stress, tune in every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Now, Michelle, tell us some of the ways that you tend to manage your stress.
Well, one of the things that it's so funny that you went into the visualization. I definitely use that because, first of all, what that does is it helps me to shift my focus away from something that's upsetting me. Because if you constantly are focused on that situation, then you're going to be continually filled with anxiety, worry, and then even fear, and then it's just going to exacerbate the situation. So I use visualization a lot. I do use deep breathing. I definitely go get massages. That's why I think massage therapists are like my best friend. So I use massage therapy, do exercise to relieve that stress, and then it's just a matter of taking time away for yourself. I mean, getting to a quiet place, because during the day you're running around, you're doing things, you're in the car, you're on the phone, you're on the computer, and I know for myself, I have 2 little ones. I have a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old, and I know as soon as I walk back in the door, they're going to need my time. So I even try to take some time right before I get home to be able to basically gear myself up for my real job or my second job with my family, so that I can give them the time that they need without, mommy being tired and being, irritable and different things like that. So I really make sure that I schedule time for myself, just quiet time that I might be meditating, listen to music. And one of the things that I always say is a great stress reliever, too, is laughing. Because as adults, we just are so serious sometimes. And to get a good belly laugh in helps to reduce the stress, get your mind off the circumstances, and then put you in a different mindset to be able to deal with the circumstances, that you need to address.
Exactly. And I always encourage folks every week on the show, this is your hour for yourself to just relax, rejuvenate, get educated about the different topics that we share on the show. And I always encourage them, grab your glass of wine, grab your hot cup of tea or coffee, whatever makes you relax. Grab it, kick your heels up, sit in your favorite chair, kick back and relax just for that 1 hour. And you just never know how much that 1 hour will have such a huge impact on managing your stress. If you just take an hour out each day to just do nothing but bask in silence, or just do something kind for yourself, even if it's just, I have to go in the closet and just unwind for a minute before I let anyone know I'm home. We talked a couple weeks ago about, I used to go and sit in the closet, and then when my kids would come in the house, I know Mommy's here because I see a car outside. I would be in the closet. I wouldn't answer them, and they'd be looking all over the house for me. And I would tell them, listen, I just need that one little minute to myself to just unwind from that whole day of craziness, to get myself ready to take on that next task. And because we're all so super busy, we just live in a super busy world, we're not separating our tasks. We're running from one task, and before we can rest up to go into the next role that we play, we were just jumping into it. And that's why we stress ourselves out so much. Everybody's in a rush. Everybody's in a rush to go somewhere. And so, we just have to take our time. When you leave one role, Take 5 or 10 minutes and rejuvenate before you step into that next role. And I know some people may say, it's not enough time for that. I don't care whether it's in your car, whether it's in the closet in your home, whether you just sit for an extra minute at your job. Just woosah, like I call it woosah, relax, rejuvenate yourself for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then step into that next role. So, and that'll definitely help you a little bit for sure.
And one thing you just talked about is that we're busy. and I know for myself that I had to get to a point that, am I busy and am I also being productive? Because sometimes we're busy and we're not really productive. And that was one of the things that I had to really look at in prioritizing my life, to see what things are draining me, and then what things are actually adding to me. And then once you actually go through your list, like, I don't really need to do that, and I don't need to do that. And if that perfectionism kind of kicks in, like, oh, I have to make sure that, the dishes are done, I have to do this, I have to do that, well, you're kind of being busy, but then are you being productive to a point? Like, can you let the dishes sit there the one day? It's okay, And so it's okay to do that, but I think sometimes we put so much pressure on ourselves that we are constantly busy. We're like that little hamster in the wheel, but it's time to get off, because we don't realize really sometimes the impact that it has on our bodies. And then next thing you know, we're going to the doctors.
Exactly. And I find it truly amazing that just last year, not only, but because that's still a high number, 75% of doctors' visits last year were directly related to stress-related causes. And now, in just a year's time, that number has increased to 90%. 90%. That means that only leaves a merely 10% of people. So that's 9 out of 10 people are going to the doctors, not because they're actually suffering from illnesses, but they're actually stressed out to the point that it's affecting their health, and they have to go to the doctors for those reasons that they think it's an illness, but it's actually not an illness. It's actually just them feeling the results of stress in their life. It's so crazy. And so I definitely feel that there's something that has to be done about it. We're going to take another quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to Michelle Govan-Smith, about some other ways that she manages her own stress, and we'll find out how we can contact her and all that good stuff. So don't go anywhere. You're tuned in to Stress Less Radio with Cherie Cofield on May We Help You Radio Network. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Benita with Off the Vine. Join us on Fridays at 3 o'clock for Fun Talk About Wine. This season, I'm going to put this little sommelier certification to work as we expand the conversation to talk about beer and spirits too. Meet more exciting special guests, and you never know just who may show up at the studio. Off the Vine with Benita on the May We Help You Radio Network, giving you something to whine about. Are you frustrated, disappointed, discouraged with your life? Are you angry with God? What's holding you back from fulfilling your purpose? Are you struggling as a leader in ministry? Do you believe you have an end-time calling? If you answered yes to any of these questions, tune in to The Waymakers on MWHY Radio Network every other Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are here to support you. Join us to get the answers that will prepare the way of the Lord in your life.
The Queen Esther Radio Show is live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join me, Jessica Taylor,
and me, Jason Mosley, to be entertained by authors, artists, and spiritual leaders.
We look forward to being a blessing in your life every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Only on the MWHY Radio Network.
To all of my female entrepreneurs, it's time to expand your region and business profits. Are you networking in the same locale and viewing the same guest list over and over? Do you find your colleagues are referring new business and its clients that you already have in your portfolio? Are you industry stagnant? And are your social groups and events filled with the same people? If you answer yes to just one of these questions, it's time to expand internationally. You are cordially invited to petition for attendance to an all-female, exclusive, and private event featuring the Power of 52 Women, the East Coast International Business Symposium, hosted by rockstar entrepreneur and international business consultant Erica A. Murray, and multimedia distributor and expert Letitia, and moderator Ms. Joan Henry of the Women's Entrepreneur Expo, beginning February 28, 2015 in Baltimore, Maryland, March 28th in New York, April 18th in Washington, D.C., May the 23rd in Atlanta, Georgia, June the 20th in Boston, Massachusetts, and September, Africa. If you are serious about your business, don't miss this event. Go to www.thepowerof52women.com for more information. Once again, go to www.thepowerof52women.com and register today. This is an event you don't want to miss.
Hi, my name is Letitia M., owner of May We Help You Network. I want to thank you for joining us and enjoying our hosts here on MWHY Radio Network. Please visit us online at mwhyradio.com and like us on facebook.com/MWHY Radio. Tune in to learn more about our hosts and upcoming contests and our TV programming that'll be coming to you soon. MWHY Radio, bringing together business, community, and you.
All right, we are back to Stress Less Radio with Cherie Cofield, your stress manager, and my special guest, Ms. Michelle Govan-Smith. So, Michelle, before we took our break, we were talking about ways to de-stress, to unwind, and relax a little. So tell the listeners three of your top ways that you de-stress, rejuvenate, and relax yourself.
I think my top three would include, one, casting my care on God. He is the one, he's going to take care of the situation. And as you mentioned earlier, there are some things that are just out of our control and we can't handle. And so we shouldn't necessarily try to fix it. He knows the situations that are occurring in all of our lives. It's not like it caught him off guard. Like, for example, if we had a flat tire, we might get very stressed out, but he knew that situation was coming. It's not like, Michelle got a flat tire, didn't see that coming. And so, so we got to realize that sometimes we just got to cast our cares on God and say, God, you just have to handle it because I am not equipped to deal with it. And our bodies aren't equipped to deal with it at all. And so that is my top one. My second one, I would say, would be talking to a friend. We can't keep things bottled up. When we keep things bottled up, it's just going to and you really internalize things. That's when we start to see the manifestation of stress, and you have to be able to release that stress in some way, shape, or form, whether it is exercise, whether it's getting a massage, whether it's having that tea, taking time for yourself, visualization. But I do like to communicate and talk with someone. And then my third one is getting proper rest because, as you said, we are so busy with our schedules that sometimes we don't get the proper rest. And rest is a time when our body is supposed to rejuvenate and repair itself, but if it's going and going and going, it's eventually going to break down.
Exactly. It's recommended that we get at least 8 to 10 hours of sleep each night. That's hard sometimes, especially as entrepreneurs. We know that we need at least 8 to 10 hours of sleep, but it's very difficult because sometimes we know we have those deadlines. We have things that we definitely have to get done, so we stay up and we burn that midnight oil, just knowing that, no one else is going to do it because we're everything in our business. We're the secretary, we're the CEO, we're the everything.
The marketing person.
We're the marketer.
Yeah.
We're it. And we even answer the phone. I laugh because sometimes when I'm presenting, I tell people, I say, sometimes you're answering your own phone. Hello, thank you for choosing Cherie Cofield International. And say, yes, is Cherie Cofield available? Hold on, I'll see if she's available. And then you answer, this is Cherie Cofield. How may I help you? In a different voice. Think, because you are everything in your business. Right. So sometimes sleep is the number one thing that we'll take away from ourselves, knowing that's what we need, because if we don't have our adequate rest, we can't effectively deal with those stressors in our lives that are affecting us every day.
Right.
Tell everyone how they can contact you, how they can stay in touch with you. From Baltimore to Philly, that's a big gap. So it's plenty of love and space for both of us to work our businesses. Please tell everyone how they can contact you.
First, you can reach me on Facebook and Instagram, and I didn't want to correct you. It's Michelle Davis Govan, not Smith. So
all right.
That's okay. So it's Michelle Davis Govan, and you can reach me on Instagram and Facebook. You can also email me at PAVE, P-A-V-E, Success 2015 at gmail.com, and that's PAVE, P-A-V-E, Success at gmail.com. And our work number is 484-679-6559, and once again, that's 484-679-6559. And if you connect with me on Facebook or Instagram, you'll see soon that our new website will be up. It's actually in the works to make it more interactive and provide more resources to the clientele and to audiences.
And do you have any upcoming events or anything going on, any new books, anything going on that you want to share?
Well, I'm excited that the Widow's Oil is released, and that is really based on the widow and kings in the Bible, basically because a lot of us are dealing with the financial stress, and we're looking to take another job or do overtime. But sometimes we need to look in our hands. What has God given us? What talent, skills, or abilities did God give you to be able to manage and produce something at home or within your home to be able to generate an income? So I have that has just been released this past week that I'm excited about. And then I'm also excited about in June that I'll be with you and the other great women with the Fearless Living Experience book launch that's coming out as a contributing author. So I'm excited to be with you guys in Maryland. So that's going to be a wonderful thing. And then we're having a Fearless Living event in July, the second Saturday in July. And we're also going to be doing a Surviving Office Stress in April because April is Stress Management Month.
Yes, April is Stress Management Month. And that's another reason why we have the Let's Get Serious Expo every April. It's April 4th this year. And come on out, de-stress. Come on and get some exercise with us. Get the exercise in with us. When you exercise, what you're doing is you're releasing those endorphins, those feel-good hormones. You're getting it in, and you're just going to feel great when you leave. So come on out, de-stress, relax. Thank you so much, Michelle, for being a guest on Stress Less Radio with Cherie Cofield. I look forward to having you back in the near future so that we can chat it up and get to the nitty-gritty about stress management and ways that people need to manage stress. Thank you so much for being a guest tonight.
And thank you for having me. I'm very excited to have worked with you today.
Oh, thank you so much. Make sure you guys tune in every Tuesday, 6 p.m., on May We Help You Radio Network. It's May We Help You Radios. MWHYradio.com is the website. Or you can dial in at 646-652-6. I'm going to slow this down. 646-652-2512. Letitia McDougall is going to kill me. She's the network owner. She's going to kill me. I'm messing up the number. 646-652-2512. And then you can always press 1. We would love to hear feedback from you, letting us know if you have any questions, any comments. let us know what we could be doing better to bring you what you need to help you to stress less. If you have an area of stress that you just want us to delve and talk about, we would love to do that just for you. Stay tuned in every day of the week to May We Help You Radio Network. There's always something new and exciting on our many, many shows. Tomorrow, I think we have a show on stress, not on stress, on health and wellness with Elena Keller-Watkins. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. She has a midday show talking about staying healthy, staying well. That's my sister nurse there, and we always kind of feed off each other for stress management, for health and wellness tips and topics that will help you to live a happy, healthy, harmonious lifestyle. Next week, make sure you tune in, 6 p.m. We always have an exciting guest. Just stay tuned with us on social media at Cherie Cofield INT. I always post who my guest is going to be. If you have questions about the show or you want something specific for me to ask my guest, all you have to do is just inbox it to me on Facebook, and I'll be sure to ask those questions. Or, again, you can press 1 yourself, and you can ask those topics. Again, don't miss the Let's Get Serious Health, Wellness, Fitness Expo being held in Timonium, Maryland on Saturday, April the 4th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's in everybody's budget because it's totally free for the entire family and community. So come on out, join us. Last year we had 1,200 attendees. We already have over 700 attendees registered for this year's expo. So we know that, people wait till the last minute to register. So it's okay. We'll have registration open until the day of the expo. So don't feel like, it's too late to register. Go on and register. Also, the event that's coming up I'm going to be speaking at, Work Your Package. Look it up on eventbrite.com, workyourpackage.eventbrite.com. I'll be there speaking about stress management as well, and I'll have my book, The Crash That Altered My Life, there. Make sure you visit CherieCofieldInternational.com. There you can take your stress management, your stress quiz, and find out where you are with managing your own stress. It's okay if you need help. I'm here for you. Your score will come to me. And then if you need extra help, it tells you on the grid with your score. Hey, you may want to seek some attention soon from someone outside of what you're doing on your own. But whatever it is, make sure you take care of yourself first. You are the most important person. You can't take care of anyone else until you take care of your own needs. So whether that be a spouse, a significant other, or your children, your workplace, whatever it is, take time out for yourself first. You are the most important person, because guess what? When you're gone, someone else will have to fill your shoes, and that's going to be a hard task to do. You are a one-of-a-kind. You're around for a very, very long time. Again, I'm Cherie Cofield, your stress manager. It has been my privilege to speak with you for this past hour. I hope that you have relaxed, you've rejuvenated your mind and your body, and I hope that we have provided some education for you, something that we plan to do every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Again, make sure you tune in every Tuesday, 6 p.m., May We Help You Radio Network. That's MWHYradio.com. And again, this is Stress Less Radio with Cherie Cofield, your stress manager. Until next Tuesday, good night and God bless.